do we really want the government regulating the internet even more than they already do? Here to weigh in, Robert McDowell. He's a former FCC Commissioner. Take back the internet. It's a loaded phrase, obviously, as a lot of Donald's phrases are. But is that even possible?
Well, first of all, he says a lot of very interesting, entertaining things. So I'm not quite sure what he means by that. But when it comes to fighting terrorism, the internet is a tool, actually. So law enforcement works closely with the internet community. A lot of the big internet companies have hundreds of people employed to work with law enforcement for subpoenas and national security purposes, all, according to the law and the Constitution, we hope.
Let me just stop you right there, because a lot of us are wary of government involvement at all in the internet. One of the reasons the internet is so wonderful and innovative and fantastic and easy to work with is because of the freedom that it has from government regulations. We don't want more of it. If government gets involved for our own security's sake, I understand the necessity of that. Might that gum up the works somehow of the internet?
Well, overall, if you look at the international trajectory of what's happened with the internet since it was privatized in the mid-1990s here in the U.S., it's migrated further away from government control. And when it did that, it proliferated beautifully across the globe. It's an international network of networks without political borders. But over time, what we're seeing now is more government intervention, both at the international level, the intergovernmental level, as well as the national level here in the United States.
Well, and of course, the Obama administration says they want to regulate the internet like it is a utility, and this kind of plays into their hands for that, does it not?
Well, first of all, that's being appealed. There's a big oral argument before a federal appeals court in Washington on December the 4th regarding something called net neutrality. When I was a commissioner, I dissented against that.
We're going to avoid that term because it makes people's eyes glass over.
Exactly.
But the bottom line is that does all this security talk and even what Donald Trump had to say play into the hands of an administration that wants to control the internet like a utility?
Well, it could very well. I don't know if the administration is taking their cues from Donald Trump. They're probably not. But overall, there is still the ability to have constitutional freedoms in a free and open internet while you're also maintaining, all the business freedoms and law enforcement capabilities.
Well, and in fairness to internet companies or companies that rely on the internet, like Facebook and Twitter and others, there is some cooperation between law enforcement and those companies.
Right. You can't use the internet. It's a tool. You can't use it for illegal purposes. You can't purvey child pornography. You can't purvey cocaine. You can't incite violence directly on the internet. But at the same time, it is a platform for speech. And there is the First Amendment that even despicable speech is protected by the First Amendment, like the KKK marching in front of Holocaust survivors.
And there are certain things that we're just frankly behind on the technology, like these guys using gaming systems in order to communicate. It's just extraordinary. Robert McDowell, former FCC Commissioner, glad you were in New York today. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it.